Excuse me. I'm sipping coffee because I am tired, y'all. I just got back from Atlanta this week, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Of course, as always, just give me a few minutes to get everything started here. But I hope everyone had a wonderful week. How's everyone been enjoying October? October is my favorite month of the year. Let me see here. Okay. I'm just going to give a few minutes here for people to trickle in. Hi, welcome. Congratulations on your initiation, sister. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are fresh off our initiation in Atlanta. We had the opportunity to initiate under Priestess Peach Blossom into Hoodoo. So we are now Hoodoo Queens. If you are already a priestess, you are now a queen. And so, yes, hi, welcome. It was an amazing experience, okay? You guys definitely have to get down to Atlanta if you have never been. It's magical. It's magical. I loved it there. I don't know. Y'all might see me down there. I might move. That's how much I loved Atlanta. It was pretty dope. I had an opportunity to meet some of my god sisters in person, and we absolutely loved it. For those of you who are coming in, I'm Manze LaBelle Venus, also known as Priestess or Queen Leilani Kayan. I'm goddaughter of Priestess Peach Blossom, but I'm also initiated into Haitian Vodou as well, so hence the two names there. But tonight we're going to be in the book of Proverbs. I love Proverbs, y'all. That's like one of my favorite books of the Bible. My grandma used to call me a proverb woman, and I'll explain that once we get the lecture going. But I love Proverbs. It's literally just like full of wisdom, and you'll see why coming up tonight as well. Okay. I definitely would have some music going too, but I think YouTube will take your video down if you have music. So yeah, we didn't want that. Don't want any smoke there. Thank you, Priestess Jasmine. Give me just a few minutes here, you guys. Okay, so while we're waiting on people to trickle in, I will go ahead and tell you all what's kind of going on. I've got some wonderful projects on the table, some things that are coming up, which I'm really excited about. First off, we have the chakra mentorship that's coming up, and it's advanced chakra alignment and intuition development. So if you are interested in accessing your ancestral wisdom, listening to your inner voice, and tapping into your intuition, this is definitely a mentorship program that you want to join. I'm going to be doing this mentorship with my godmother, Priestess Peach Blossom. Also, I will have the details for this are coming soon, but I'm also going to be releasing a protection class coming out in November. So be on the lookout for the protection classes coming up. You definitely don't want to miss it. Notice how I'm wearing black. Okay, I love wearing black. Black is a wonderful color for protection. And oh, hold on, you guys. Sorry. Okay, but yeah, so black, yeah, anyways, I love black. So you all definitely want to tune in to the protection class. I'm one of those priestesses. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Okay. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you all how to do in the protection class. If you guys want to sign up as soon as that information is available. And as always, if you are looking for a powerful bomb ass reading, come book with me at the Voodoo Institute. If you're interested in wanting to know what your ancestors like on their altar, or you're wanting to know how to set up an altar, all of that, book with me at the Voodoo Institute. I give amazing ancestral life path readings, as well as consultations too. So if you just need some type of spiritual guidance, if you want to talk about shadow work or root work or conjure, come see me. Come see me at the Voodoo Institute, okay? So I'm thinking here, greetings, everyone. I'm thinking here we have enough people to go ahead and get started. I know that we have some wonderful lectures going on after me. So I will go ahead and get this started, okay? So for those of you who pay attention to me on YouTube or social media, y'all know that I am one of those Bible thumping hoodoo priestesses, and I incorporate the Bible into like almost all of my works. This is part 3. They're not like a series, right? So you can watch these hoodoo Bible studies without like actually have seen all of them, like they will still make sense. But if you are interested in why we use hoodoo in the Bible in the first place, or why I do personally, or if you're interested in learning how to incorporate that into your work, definitely check out the first hoodoo. Oh, I'm so happy that, yes. See, thank you. Tell them about these readings, okay? But thank you. Yes, I'm happy that the reading did resonate and help you. But yeah, so if you guys haven't actually seen the very first Hoodoo Bible study, I would highly recommend it. It's a great intro so that you kind of get the vibe and know why I'm even talking about the Bible and Hoodoo anyway. So as I mentioned earlier, I am going to be going from the book of Proverbs today, okay? So let's start off briefly and talk about what is a proverb. Okay, and this is just, this is like the literal Webster dictionary, but I think that when a lot of people hear the term proverb, yes, the Bible does have power. Our words have power, and we have contributed a lot of ashe into that book, okay? Let me put that up there for you to see, okay? Just like nature, the Bible has the power to heal. I can heal with it, but I can also fuck you up with it. So thank you for that. Yes, duality, right? And the left hand, okay? So as I was saying, sorry, guys, I get distracted. This is coffee, by the way. This is coffee, by the way. So if I'm talking fast tonight, it's first of all because this is a cup of coffee. And second to that, I know that we got to get, I think the lovely Priestess Oshun from K is going live tonight too. And I don't want you all to miss that as well. So if I'm talking fast tonight, that's why, okay? But I think when a lot of people hear the term proverb, they think about it in the Asian culture, because I don't know if you guys buy like those Buddha teas and stuff like that, and there's like a literal actual proverbs on there, but it does definitely coincide because proverbs are full of wisdom, and wisdom is what we're going to be talking about tonight, okay? We want to be wise, we want to be studious, and we want to be in tune with our ancestral wisdom, so that's why we're talking about proverb tonight, okay? So a proverb is, by definition, a short, well-known saying containing a wise thought. I equate them to ancient wisdom when I hear a proverb, okay? In the church, a proverb woman was someone who was considered wise and virtuous. Now, granted, I do have a different take on that now, okay? But when I was growing up in the church and up under my grandma, I was considered a proverb woman. I was trained how to be a proverb woman, someone who was wise and someone who was virtuous in the church. So that's one of the reasons why I'm talking about proverb tonight, because I'm super passionate about this whole book of the Bible, and there's a lot of power in it, right? Because this is ancient wisdom, okay? So today we'll be also, applying the book of Proverbs to traditional African religions. The definition of wisdom is having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. the quality of being wise. I love wisdom. As you all, if you watch my other Bible studies, you would hear me quote once again my great great grandmother, only a fool lives and don't learn. Only a fool lives and don't learn. We have to learn. Everything that we go through, every experience, everything that we see, everything is an experience. It is a lesson, and we are able to and should be able to take from everything that happens to us and learn from it, right? So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about wise. Okay. I grew up around a lot of old people. Some people probably even say, I've been told several times I have an old soul. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. Okay. But yes, I strive for wisdom. I strive to have good judgment. I take the information that has been given to me and I try to apply it where it fits, right? Because sometimes even though obviously, because this talk is going to be a lot about like our elders and how that plays a role in African traditional spirituality. But you'll be able to take from it what you will. If you're asking for my Instagram, it's going to be at Manze _la_bell_Venus. I know it's long, but Instagram was not okay. I'm happy you found it. Instagram was not coming. It was not cooperating when I was setting up my page. It said label, and I'm like, no, I'm not label Venus. I'm label Venus. So that's why there's so many underscores there. But but thank you for following me and showing support. I appreciate you guys. Okay. So as a preface to like what we're talking about here in the book of Proverbs, and don't get mad at me tonight, okay? I am just the messenger, okay? Don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger, okay? But I'm coming through with a word tonight, honey, okay? But so one of the reasons why we are talking about Proverbs is because, first of all, our elders are key in traditional African religions. Our ancestors and our elders are key in making this thing work, okay? I think one of the first times I met Hugonzo, and I will never forget it, he told me to never assume that you know more than your mentor. Well, he told everybody that, but that's one of the first things that Hugonzo said to me. And that has been something that stayed with me. I've always had a great respect for those who have come with us, which leads me to my personal reasons for wanting or choosing this passage is because, I had really good elders and I still have really good elders. I was definitely blessed to sit at the feet of some of the wisest people you will ever want to meet. Okay. For me, as a descendant of the diaspora, I love to teach these things because these are what they studied. And this is a way for me to pay homage to those who came before me, right? So that's one of the reasons why I love this. I love what I do. I love to use the Bible in my workings. In my family, we have five generations living at one point. We had 5 generations living in my family at one point. And it was such like an honor and a pleasure to like sit at their feet and be able to soak up some of the wisdom that they shared with me down through the years. And it hits the message today. So that's one of the reasons why I did choose this passage. Okay. Now, my favorite version of the Bible is King James. Okay, some people might say that it's really wordy, but it's also really powerful. There's no other version that matters, okay? Because the King James version is going to tell you. And it's also powerful because I am also reading it from my grandmother's Bible. May she rest in peace. So I'm reading it from her Bible today as well. So where we're going to be looking at tonight in the Bible is going to be Proverbs chapter 1, verse 2 through 9. I'm just going to go ahead and read the whole thing, 1 through 9, just because I love it so much. But it starts off, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equality, to give stability to the simple, and to the young man knowledge and direction. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. That part right there, that part, I'm going to read that part again. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. Okay? To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But what? But fools despise wisdom and instruction. Hold on, y'all. I need some coffee after that. What the Bible say? Fools despise wisdom and instruction. So right there, we know my great-great-grandmother was a wise woman, because what she say, only a fool lives and doesn't learn. Okay, here I go, y'all. Sorry, I'm being extra. My son, hear the instruction of thy father and forsake not the law of thy mother. We know that there are masculine energies in the universe, and we know that there are feminine energies, right? So tap in. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head and chains about thy neck. Okay. So this is chapter 1, verses 1 through 9. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start to dissect that, and also apply that to hoodoo and African traditional spirituality, right? So we already know, before I even get too deep off into this message here, is that one of the key things is just being receptive and listening, right? This, to me, this part of the Bible literally highlights our need to listen to our elders, our ancestors, and to spirit, right? Because there were also messages in there about listening, which is key not only in our spiritual practice, but in spirituality in general. It also highlights our need to be studious. There's another scripture in the Bible that you probably also hear me quote a lot. It's the Bible tells us to study to show ourselves approved, right? So it shouldn't be any different. We have to study. We have to learn. I think I told one of my god siblings this past weekend, study to show thyself approved, because that's the only way that you're going to learn. And the only way that you're going to grow is by studying, right? And this is another, I'm getting there, but also later tonight, I'm also going to talk to you about, we need to study like a pastor studies his word. If you look at those Christians, they are so passionate and so fervent about what they do. And that's the same energy that we need to bring to hoodoo. We need to be passionate about our practices. We need to be passionate about studying. And that's what this passage of the Bible highlights for me, right? I hate the term. I hate when you get on YouTube or in these Facebook groups and you hear people say, do your research. Yes, do your research. I hate that term. I don't know why it bugs me, because I feel like they're not really giving you information. They're just go find it yourself in a sense. But they're also right. In a sense, it's also kind of true, because we do need to study. We do need to study. We do need to learn, because hoodoo is always evolving. We're always evolving, That's why I always recommend that people create their own workings, because while these workings that our ancestors did are great and strong, and it got them through what they needed to get through, and it still may even work, but we're different. Times are different, and our circumstances are different. So keep that in mind. That's also a part of wisdom, being wise and having good judgment. Okay. So this part of the Bible encourages us to gain knowledge. A spiritual worker can never have too many books or too many resources, right? Learning should be and will be a lifelong process. Point blank, period. Learning should be a lifelong process. Nobody knows everything. And you're never going to know everything that there is to know. Okay. So you strive every day to continue learning, is what this is saying. And in terms of our spiritual practices, when we're talking about being studious, we're also talking about creating informed workings, right? And for a lot of you who have studied under Priestess Peach Blossom or under Huganzo or under Priestess Oshun Funke, you also know that that means incorporating astrology, numerology, the 4 elements into your work, right? We're talking about creating informed workings. That's actually a major plug when you're practicing hoodoo. If you're wanting to figure out how to make your work more intentional, first go to African School of Magic, but it's also important to be able to know how to layer those intentions. And the Bible right here is challenging us to incorporate that into our work, okay? Being wise, as I mentioned, is also about good judgment. How are you applying what you learned? Now that you know, what do you do? How are you using what you know now? You know? So those are also things to think about when reading this, okay? Also, I love teaching about the divine feminine. Also, Hunsi Soleil, she's really good at it. I love and enjoy the way that she breaks it down. But I will also, this scripture, if you can decode it a little bit further, this also talks about healing the divine feminine energy. Did y'all peep that? Because, you want to know why? It's because the divine feminine is receptive. And that's what the Bible is challenging us to do here when they say listen and receive the knowledge. It's challenging us to be receptive. Receptivity is a female trait. So whenever you have somebody who's not receptive, which I'm getting ready to talk about, that can be a symptom or a trait of the wounded divine feminine energy. So if you see like a lot of practitioners, especially on Facebook, going back and forth when somebody tries to correct them or present them with new information, that can sometimes be considered as wounded divine feminine energy, right? Because you're not receptive at all. Okay. Back to the Bible. Oh, yes. Thank you for posting it. Here, let me put this up here. Okay. Yeah. So if for those of you who are just joining, that's what we're talking about right now. We're in the midst of Proverbs. Right now, I was just now getting ready to mention verse 5, right? Because we're talking about being receptive. We're talking about people not wanting to learn or just not being receptive to learning. And the Bible says in verse 5, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. Okay, that part brings receptivity to the forefront, right? Do you want to stay in that vibration, or do you want to be open to learn? Do you want to be open to evolving and changing and vibrating higher? Okay, I mean, it does suck to be loud and wrong. Have you ever just been loud and wrong? I haven't. No, I'm just kidding. But have you ever just been loud and wrong? It sucks being loud and wrong sometimes, but that's okay. You know, constructive criticism is needed for growth. I haven't been right all the time, okay? And there's actual footage evidence of that. So moving along, okay? But to understand a proverb and its interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings is also what it says here, okay? But to understand a proverb, obviously you do need to sit and study, which is like the key message here, right? Because you do want to be able to decode the scripture and what it actually means for you during this time. And you also, and before we get off of here tonight, I am going to give you some workings that you can use for these particular verses. But yeah, like the words of the wise and their dark saying. This also encourages us to meditate and to gain an understanding. Take the time. I see a lot of people who come in and they're really blocked with tarot. Sometimes they have a hard time interpreting or using or incorporating their intuition into the cards. I challenge you to sit with them. Nobody comes out of the gate just being the absolute best, right? But I encourage you to sit with the cards, meditate on them, and try your best to pick up using your intuition what the cards are actually saying. Plug, that's a plug right there. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. Sit with it, study, okay? And yes, also with that prayer meditation, as you do that, that's why when you do get these ancestral life path readings, we oftentimes give you a prayer meditation regimen, because that's going to also help grow your ashe and also help connect you to your intuition. Okay. Ashe, I love to see it. I love to see it. Okay. So one of the key things to think about when we are looking at this part of the Bible is I want you guys to ask yourself, are you coachable? Are you coachable? Are you open to learn? Are you open to work with other people? Right? Yes, as a priestess Michaela Love said, please like this video, okay? And also, if you're just coming in, don't hesitate to hit the pink flower emoji, you all, okay? But I want you guys to ask yourself, are you coachable? Are you coachable? Are you being receptive, right? In this tradition, as I stated previously, we honor and we respect our elders because they are elders for a reason, right? So don't be one of those people who just can't stand authority at all, right? Because there are some instances where we do need our mentors, right? They don't have to teach you anything. They could just take your money and not teach you. So just keep that in mind, okay? This is a side note, but I love this scripture as well. Proverbs 1:22. And I'm just the messenger, okay? Keep in mind, this is in the Bible. It says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and ye fools hate knowledge. Notice the Bible keeps calling people fools. Jesus is out here calling people fools because they hate knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how long do you want to dwell in the place that you're in? How long do you want to stay stuck in the situation that you're in because you're not open to learning or receiving anything new? All I'm challenging you all to do based off of the word is to listen, to be receptive, right? This is where spirituality is meeting scholarly knowledge in our case. We should be also open to learning and educating ourselves on this journey so that we can help the next one. We can teach others because we are receptive, okay? Like I said, much like a pastor studies his word is how we need to study our craft as well, right? This just kind of leads me into like my next point about listening to your ancestors and listening to spirit. Now I'm about to hit you with that Priestess Peach Blossom real quick, okay? It's better to not know than to not do. It's better to not know than to not do. And I mean that. Can any of you all think of any times that you ignored the advice and the wisdom of your ancestors? What happened? When you know, or even let's not say the advice of your ancestors, right? Let's just say you went against your intuition. Have you ever been one of those people like, oh, I know I shouldn't have done that? It's better to not know than to not do. This takes me back to verse 9. For thou shalt be an ornament of grace unto thy head, or it can be a chain about your neck. So it's so important as practitioners and priestesses and priests, especially if you are initiated into a closed practice, okay? What do you think is going to happen if the Loa tell you to do something and you don't do it? It's better to not know than to not do, okay? It's very important to listen to spirit, be spirit led, or I challenge you to try to be as much spirit led as possible. Okay. Try to get in tune with trusting yourself, trusting your spirit team, and trusting God. Okay. Have any of you ever heard the term a hard head makes for a soft behind? Because I know my old folk used to tell me that all the time. They didn't say those exact words, but a hard head makes for a soft behind. And as an adult, you can really see that play out in your life. I know, yep, Ashe, Priestess Michaela. But that's definitely a thing as an adult. Unfortunately, when you're older like that, you can see immediate results to you not listening to spirit sometimes, right? Whether that may be overspending and you know you shouldn't have, if you're trying to lose weight, you know you can't be eating at Burger King all the time. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, okay? A hard head makes for a soft behind. Period, okay? So of course, this wouldn't be Hoodoo Bible Study, as always, if I did not tell you some of the correspondences or things that you can use these workings for, or use, these scriptures for. So we know tonight our key theme is wisdom. We want to strive for wisdom, right? So that means that you can incorporate these in third eye and crown chakra workings. You can, if there's working that you're doing to try and access your ancestral wisdom, these are good ones. Knowledge and education workings are really good for these scriptures as well. Workings to hear spirit better and increase your receptivity. Workings to hear spirit better and increase receptivity. And also, this is also correlating with like your head, right? But if you are someone who is struggling to retain information that you are learning, use these scriptures to help you retain the information that you're learning, help you remember. Also, and this is just side note, things that are really good for wisdom are going to be peaches, sage, and sunflower. Peaches, sage, and sunflower. Now, of course, you know that list is like not exhaustive because there are other things that you can use for wisdom, but those are just a few things that you can use to bring about a wise change in your life. I'm going to be coming to an end here, as like I said, because I know that we have some wonderful lectures and classes coming up tonight after myself. But one of the key takeaways from tonight is I really want you guys I challenge everybody who watches this video to listen to spirit, listen to Ori, listen to your ancestors, listen to the spirits that walk with you, right? Our goal is to be receptive, not only to spirit, but to our community, to utilizing our resources, utilizing our wonderful siblings that we have supporting us. Be open to new information because we are always evolving, right? Hoodoo is always evolving. Our spiritual practices are always changing with every generation, okay? So study, learn, grow, each one teach one. And that's the energy I want you all to have after tonight, okay? I challenge everybody to pray and meditate so that you can interpret the messages that do come from spirit. And then also just making wise decisions, okay, that are in alignment with your path and what you're supposed to be doing right now, okay? So that is the Hoodoo Bible Study, y'all. And for those of you who did not catch the whole thing, the scriptures, I did have them up there, but it's just basically like, it's Proverbs chapter 1, 2 through 9 is what I covered tonight. And if anything resonated with you all, of course, as always, please hit the Cash App, or you can also book readings and personal consultations with me anytime at the Voodoo Institute. I'll also, once again, before we close out tonight, thank everybody for always stopping by, showing your love and support, because I know that you all could be anywhere else. I also want to let you all know that I do have the Advanced Chakra Alignment Mentorship going that I'm doing with my godmother, Priestess Peach Blossom. It's really good for aligning your chakras and intuition development. I'll also be having a protection class coming up in November. Those details will be released shortly. And I have some more goodies. I have some more up my sleeve. I can't be telling all of y'all on YouTube right now, but stay tuned. I can't wait for you all to see some of the projects that I have on the table. So definitely stay tuned. And as I always say, Hoodoo, how you do? You all have a wonderful night, okay?